I got so many letters from the inbox to share with you, but I'm finna share this one with you that I got today. Well, she said that her and her husband has been together since they early 20s. They have been married for 7 years, but they have been together for a total of 10 years. She has a 12-year-old daughter outside of their marriage. He has a 12-year-old son, and they share a 3-year-old daughter together. She says both her daughter and his son play sports. Even though they've been together for quite some time, he sees her daughter as his. Most of his family don't show up to her sports event, but always show up to his son's sports events. Her dad is not in the picture. So she goes, one day that both of them had a track meet on the same day. His son's track meet was a little bit later on than her daughter. So her daughter asked her husband if he could come to her track meet. He told her yes initially that he was going to be able to come, but later on he ended up changing his mind. Now, the daughter was a little bit jealous that his family always supported his son and not her. I mean, if they looked at her as family, why no one ever showed up? So later on in the day, again, his son track meet is a little bit after her daughter's. She then goes into the letter to say that she arrived a bit early because her daughter had to warm up and hoping that he will maybe come at least just to watch her warm up, show her some support. But she called him and he said that he was at his son's warm up. Now this did tick her off a little bit because again, his track meet is a little bit later on. So technically, you at his practice. She said that she just ended up She says the race started and her husband never came. By the time they ended up getting home, he still wasn't there. But when he did get home, he was met with silence because she was annoyed. So she said she decided to have a conversation with her husband, especially after her daughter says, why he never shows up for me? I thought he was my dad. So she said they sat down and had a conversation, and all of a sudden he started to get angry. He started saying, that's my son comes. He was like, that's my blood. He just kept saying, that's my blood. So she kept saying, well, what is my blood? He said, that's your blood. That's your obligation. Although I do love her as a daughter. So she wants to know, is she wrong if she ends up ending her marriage because her husband doesn't see her daughter as much of a daughter as she thought he did? So look, sister, this is my advice. I would not advise for you to leave your husband for that reason. I just think that y'all maybe have not had a real conversation about how it makes the daughter feel. Maybe have your daughter talk to him, have a sit down, have a one-on-one. I'm quite sure if he's been in her life since she was, 2 years old, that, they could sit down and have a conversation. Maybe he needs to hear from her how much it would mean to her if he actually came to see her do her sport. Maybe he'll try to juggle some things around. Now, it is true that she is your motherfucking blood and she ain't his motherfucking blood. But if he sees her as a daughter, maybe he'll take her emotions and how she feels into consideration. Now, I wouldn't leave my marriage for this. Now, if he continues on year after year after year and he still doesn't show up for my child, knowing that you are her father figure, then I probably would consider some type of separation or just another sit down or something. Hopefully, after hearing, his stepdaughter feelings, that he'll be more in tune with what she wants. Because maybe he think it doesn't bother her that much, but because she always coming to you with how she feels, and maybe y'all just really never expressed it to him. I don't really think this is grounds for a divorce. I think it's more so grounds for communication. And a conversation. I think a conversation will fix it, truly and honestly. Cousin, I forgot to add something. She did say that she has been to a few of his son's track meet, but once she realized that he wasn't coming to her daughters, she stopped going to his son's.